All right, so let's get into the VP debate. So again, it was an ultimate troll, Donald Trump. Why did he do it? There's probably a lot of people. There are some people irritated that Trump did this. The reason he did it was because by doing that, and to be honest, I was irritated too. I was like, come
100%.
on, man.
I was in the middle of a good movie.
But the reason that he did it was because it got every major news outlet to tune in. It got every single streamer to stream it, except
Boss
for us.
move.
And Royce was like, should we stream this? And I'm like, not if it's going to be Marco Rubio. but either way. But let's play this because this is Trump, basically, in my opinion, and we'll talk about it, opening it up for the chat. This is what Donald Trump has to say about Marco Rubio. And then we're going to discuss this. Play it.
There. Oh, that's a lot, Marco. That's a lot, Marco.
That's a lot, Marco.
I think they probably think I'm going to be announcing that Marco's going to be vice president. I don't know. Because that's a lot of press.
That didn't
Pause. One, did you hear the three people that clapped?
Yes, I'm fixing to say that didn't get the applause.
Okay.
And maybe that's why he did it.
So let's put this to bed right now. Donald Trump even saying, I think they think I'm going to announce Marco as the VP, that means he is not going to be the VP.
Nah.
The fact that all 14 people in the crowd of 45,000 clapped, no one wants Marco Rubio to be the vice president of Japan. Nobody. Yeah. As Trump would say, no one. Nope. No one wants that.
Yeah, only his family.
That's what we were all saying. We were all saying, good guy, bad VP. Good guy.
Horrible.
Good guy Rubio. That's what we all were calling him. Good guy. No, absolutely. It'd be a horrible choice. I think right now, and comment in the chat your thoughts, and then we'll go around the room again. I still think right now it's either Vivek or Noem. I think those are the real people. I think those are the real choices. Vivek or Noem. That's what I think. The fact that Kristi Noem is now posting on her personal Twitter successes that she had in South Dakota. Yeah, here you go. She posted this. When did she post this? Go down. When did she post this? It was just yesterday, I think.
Yeah, just yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you literally. Okay, and this is just a map showing. Map shows Chinese-owned farmland next to 19 U.S. military bases, an alarming threat to national security. Here we go. South Dakota led the nation by banning China and other evil foreign governments from owning our precious ag land. We protected Ellsworth Air Force Base. What's happening in other states will not happen here, not on my watch. Other states should follow our lead to protect these crucial national security assets. This is a posturing, in my opinion, because I think if she is the pick, first thing people are going to do is criticize the pick. So you start posting wins and posting things that you did. I'm really starting to believe that it's Noem, man. Because it doesn't make sense. Yeah. It doesn't make sense that her government accounts are gone, but she's still posting on her personal. And I don't know. Comment in the chat. Let me know what you think. But okay. If you don't think it's Noem, who do you think the real two choices are? Let's do that. Let's play that game. We haven't played that game yet. Todd, who do you think the two choices are?
I think
if he's down to two.
Yeah, I think before the Supreme Court immunity decision, I think Vivek was top. I think Vivek was the choice. Now that after that, he knows he's probably not going to go. He's probably not going to see jail time. So I think that kicks Vivek out. Simply because, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, Vivek would have been the strongest candidate to carry the MAGA on. I can see Kristi Noem. I'm not going to party over that decision, but I mean, that wouldn't be horrible, but not 100%.
It wouldn't be horrible. Marco Rubio would be a horrible pick, in my opinion.
Marco Rubio would be horrible. I think Byron Donalds has got a little bit of time left before he needs to jump in that kind of stuff. He probably needs to be the governor of Florida for a little while. Let's see. I would say Kristi Noem's probably the top pick right now. And I'm going to go wild card here. Ben Carson. I think Ben Carson will be number 2.
Okay, so Todd thinks Ben Carson.
As much as I don't want it.
Ben Carson or Kristi Noem. Comment in the chat. Who do you think the top 2 candidates really are? Tony, what do you think?
I think the ones that you just said. I think Noam is probably the smarter pick of Noam and Vivek. Vivek is super. I like Vivek a lot, but I don't think that he's going to be able to pull in all the suburban housewives as we always talk about. I think Noam will, but I think everybody's forgetting the dark horse in the room too. Haley just came out and released all her delegates and is telling all her delegates to vote for Trump.
That's not gonna happen.
I mean, I know it's not going to happen, but I think she's got a lot of experience as the ambassador back then. So I think she would be a smart choice when it comes to just being the VP. I mean, she is a very, very strong candidate. If she wouldn't have committed political suicide, I think she would have been his VP.
Now that I agree with. That I agree with.
Royce, what do you think? Who do you think the top two are?
I really like Vivek, and there's a big difference between my list of who I want.
I refuse to call him Vivek.
Me too.
It's
It's
Vivek.
Vivek like
Vivek.
cake. It's Vivek like cake.
I understand
That's
like
how you
cake.
say
I
it.
got it, but
Not doing
Vivek
it.
sounds so much better.
It does.
It sounds bad. Well, anyways, there's a big difference in my list of who I want to see as VP and who I really think it is. I mean, if you saw my Twitter post that I just showed, from my account, I don't even follow Kristi Noem. I don't know much about her. I just don't. But I see what everyone's saying about the suburban housewife thing, and I agree that that's probably a smart move. But I think that Vivek is probably a better lead into the next election as
Yeah.
a possible candidate.
Yeah.
And that's why I think, because we've heard from the Trump team multiple times saying that whoever he picks as VP needs to be capable to kind of carry the mantle on, and they want to run this person next. Like they've already said that. That's what they want with this next VP. And I think that Vivek's probably the best option for that plan. And honestly, unless this next election is cheated, I think at this point it is kind of too big to rig. And having to pull all the suburban housewives, I don't know if that's – I think there's a lot already. I don't know how big of an issue that is or how far off it is in the polling. But as far as looking to the future, I think Vivek is the best choice. But who I really would like to see be considered is Sarah Sanders.
Oh, 100%.
I really
yeah,
like
100%.
Sarah
I think we
Sanders.
all agree with that. I
Yep.
just do not see Sarah leaving
think so
Arkansas
either.
in the
Yep.
middle of her first term as governor. I just don't see that happening.
I agree.
I see a lot of people about J.D. Vance or Byron Donalds.
And Burgum.
I agree with Todd that Byron should be governor of Florida.
Yeah.
Next. Because DeSantis is about to cap out.
Not well, but this election cycle, because DeSantis taps out in 26. I don't see anyone that is already in a seat in Congress, in the House or the Senate. I don't see anybody. I do not think that is smart with the House and the Senate on the line as well to remove anyone, and we add another race that we have to run to maintain control of the House and the Senate. So I don't think it's going to be anyone that is currently on Capitol Hill. I don't think it's anybody.
Yeah, well, that what?
So it's either going to be a governor or it's going to be, like Ben Carson or Vivek or whatever. I don't think it's going to be anyone that is currently a congressman or a woman or a senator. I just don't. I don't think it's because it's too important, the House and the Senate.
that is true.
And so I just don't think that it's going to be anybody in that regard.
Is there anything against him picking a family member like Don
No.
or Eric or Laura?
No.
Can you pick a family member?
I don't
Google
think so.
this.
VP?
I don't know.
Why
Can a presidential candidate pick a family member as a VP? Royce, you may be onto something here. Can a presidential candidate pick a family member as a VP?
Well, while Royce is doing that, my answer that I just gave, I was basing it off this election right now. I wasn't really thinking about 4 years from now. Who would be a good candidate 4 years from now that Trump can pass off the torch to and say, okay,
Vivek.
it's your turn. So
No, hold on. This is going to be very important here. Can a presidential candidate pick a family member as a VP? This is very important, actually, because Royce, you might have just hit something.
The Constitution does not prohibit a president and vice president from being the same family or even from the same state. It only says that the electors from a state cannot vote for both the president and a vice president from their own state.
Is this what you're reading?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so he can. Okay, go with me here really quick. What if all of us are wrong?
Laura.
No. Hold on. Think about the things that Donald Trump said. Hang on.
New York.
It's somebody that's got to be able to take it moving forward. They're from New York, and they will be at the debate. Who are those two people?
Don Jr. and Eric.
And Eric.
Please, God, no, don't do that.
I
Not
think
Eric, Don Jr.
Yeah, I
Just
think
no.
out of the two, it would be Don.
But I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm asking a question. If it can be a family member, okay, if it can be a family member, and if they have stated publicly that it is somebody that they believe that can carry it after President Trump. President Trump has said it's somebody from New York. He also said it's somebody you all know. I remember him saying that. Somebody everybody knows. And he also made a statement, I believe, that people aren't going to be shocked. And then from New York, somebody we all know, not going to be shocked, going to be at the debate.
The controversy I could see coming up from that is like, oh, we're not a kingdom. Like, we don't have kings and
That would be
queens. Like,
so bad.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like,
You
just
think so?
having
Laura
a-
Trump is now the co-chair of the RNC.
Well, yeah, but there's a big difference between co-chair of the RNC and being in the White House.
Yeah,
Is there?
if
Because the RNC controls
if
who
the
goes
president
into the White
and
House.
The vice president
Well,
is
people-
Donald Trump and Donald Trump the second, right?
Trump squared.
Yeah, no.
2024. Trump squared 2024.
Now, would I have a problem with it? No. I personally would not have a problem with it. But the American people, I'm not none of y'all, but the American people
No,
are
absolutely.
stupid.
I agree with Todd 100%.
They would have a massive problem
I
with
agree,
that.
and I'll tell you
Massive.
why.
This
I'll
is
tell
not
you-
a patriarchy. This
Yeah,
is not a Caesar.
I'll tell you why, because the
Kill
people that I know in Oregon that voted for Trump back then, they had the thought process of I don't really like Trump, I don't really like Hillary either, but at least Trump has Pence. Pence back then had like a little bit more of a credibility kind of thing. So if you put a Trump and a Trump together, the people who are on the fence going to say, well, I mean, I don't like Trump, right from the get go. So
I'm just saying, if you go off of what he has said, okay, he has said things that lead to not Vivek, okay? Unless he's just been bold-faced lying from New York, people won't be surprised, gonna be at the debate. Now, Vivek was at the debate, but he's not from New York. Who are those people? I mean, if we really take the breadcrumbs that he has led out there, who are those people? It's also not Kristi Noem. I realize this too. This is a what if, right?
Yeah.
This is a make you think kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Who can carry the MAGA torch moving forward? Who can carry the torch moving forward? I don't know. I mean, what about Laura? Laura
They would have
is
less of a problem with
Laura
than they
is
would
a
Don Jr.
daughter-in-law.
Right.
Exactly.
She is a female, and most people love Laura.
yeah, I think people would have a less of a challenge with Laura than
Massive problem with
Don
Don
or
Jr.
Eric.
Massive.
But that's just my opinion. I mean, and who knows? It is a thinking moment, and
Yeah,
that's a good
A lot
question.
of people
Royce.
are asking why not General Flynn. I don't have a problem with that. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
have a
I
problem
mean,
with that
again,
at all.
somebody just said, Graham, you're reaching. I'm just asking questions.
Questions, yeah.
I'm just
I don't think
asking
it's
questions.
reaching because, like everything we just stated, this is stuff that Trump has said, and it does lead to.
I'm just going off of exactly right. What Trump has said. They're from New York. People won't be surprised. In other words, people know them. Okay. Got to be somebody that can carry the torch after I'm gone, and they're going to be at the debates.
Honestly, at this point, I think if he were to pick a Trump, even if it was Laura, I think he would lose a lot of his momentum.
Yeah.
That's just
I do
my
too.
opinion,
Now-
because I think I mean, because you have people like Noem and Vivek in there, and I just think that would be a smarter, better choice than to pick another Trump. But that's just, like I said, that's just my
And
opinion.
everybody we're talking about, let's just hope they're cabinet picks if they don't get the VP. Like,
Exactly.
you got to keep Vivek, Byron Donalds,
Right.
General Flynn. I probably would put him as defense secretary, honestly. but all of these people need to be in the cabinet. So I think at this point right now, Biden is pretty much almost but guaranteed to stay in the race at this point unless something freakish happens. I don't think it really matters who the VP choice is right now. I think Trump has such a lead over this thing that it really doesn't matter. So we need to look at who's best for the future.
They put out a
who's best
list
for the race.
They put out a list of what the Trump team deems are the 3 hardest swing states. Pennsylvania's number 1. Wisconsin and Michigan were the top 3. So who helps Trump win Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan? Who's that person? I think
Uncle Fester.
I think that's the question there. Who helps? Who helps with Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan? Who helps in those areas? Anyway, that's interesting. Interesting discussion. I'm just saying, unless he's just leading us on a trail, which Trump has been known to do.
Is.
We're
He did last night.
We're just talking about the things
Yep.
that he has said. And what if, especially with the comment of it's got to be the person that can carry this moving forward. That for dang sure ain't Marco Rubio.
No
No way.
at all.
No how. Ain't never going to happen.
That's why when it was talked about last night, I was so caught off guard because one, like you guys were saying in our chat, nobody has talked about Marco Rubio.
Yeah.
Not one person. I've not heard it at all.
I'll go on record and say I told everybody last night that if it is Marco Rubio, I'm going to be ticked if it's Marco Rubio. I said it.
100%.
I do not want Rubio on the ticket. I don't.
What about Kerry Lake?
No. I got nothing against Kerry Lake, but no. If you got a problem with Kristi Noem, at least Kristi Noem has won election. She's been governor for a while. She's a fighter. Like you can't go Kerry Lake and then have a problem with Kristi Noem.
That's
like you can't. And then you can't say, oh well, Laura Trump ain't going to help Donald Trump win over suburban housewives, and you think Kerry Lake will?
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with Kerry Lake. I like Kerry. She's a friend of mine. I'm just talking about how does Kerry Lake help Donald Trump win over the suburban housewife?
Yeah, I think it's got to be Noem. Noem over Vivek for sure. That's just
Hey, Rubio's too swampy for me. He's been in the game too long. He's just too swampy. I'm sorry. There's something don't look right about him.
Look, let's talk about the whole thing real quick here about this whole setup of a dynasty. Like nobody would ever go for that. Does the last name Bush mean anything to any of you people?
Yeah.
I mean, Bush was VP to Reagan, then he became his dad, then became president, sucked at it. But then how many sons did George H.W. Bush have become governors of states? You know what I'm saying? Like all this other kind of stuff. Yeah, and then run for president and then all this other kind of stuff. You want to talk about a name of a dynasty?
Kennedy.
Like the Kennedys? Like, what are you talking about?
That's true.
Yeah,
True.
I mean, are we really going to act like this is like an unusual thing?
We only say that because the Democrats are always talking about if Trump gets in office, he's never going to
be a dictator. He's going to be a dictator. And then, buddy, I'm telling you, the Trump and Caesar robes and things will come out in millions of posts if Don Jr. was announced. Woo.
I'm just saying.
I'm for it though, honestly.
I'm just saying.
Oh, I
Trump,
love it.
Trump squared 24. That would be an amazing sign. It would be an amazing sign. And if it is Vivek, I guarantee you this. Mark this down right now. There is zero chance that the campaign sides say Trump Ramaswamy
No
24.
way.
It'll be
No way.
Trump
Trump
Vivek
Vivek.
24.
Yeah,
That'll be the slogan. Like there is zero chance that Ramaswamy is going to end up on the
That'd be
thing.
so bad.
Can you imagine? He's
Having
going
him
to
say that?
If it is him, it's going to be Vice President Vivek, Vice President V. It ain't going to be Vice President Ramaswamy. Ain't nobody going to say that. No
He'll
one.
say that, but imagine
barely
he
say
doesn't
it.
get picked because of optics. Like how sad is that?
Well, that's
No,
what
I'm not
what's
saying
going on,
picked
though.
over optics. That's a cool name. Vice President V. Vice President Vivek. Vice
VPV.
President Ramaswamy is
Ramaswamy.
it's a mouthful. Like that. Like, that's a
ramen noodle.
that's a lot of letters. That's all I'm saying.
Lots of consonants there.
Anyway,
So what do you guys? Let's fast forward to November, and let's say Trump does win, and he's got his VP pick, whether it be Noem or Vivek. who do you guys think his cabinet's going to be? Press secretary and secretary of defense and blah blah blah. Todd, you just said that Flynn could be his
I
secretary
think
of defense.
Flynn, or what's his name that did the Trump moment on next to Byron the other day, whatever his name is. Anyway, he would be good.
I know who you're talking about.
Say it again. I wasn't.
The guy sitting next to Byron Donalds when he was talking to Sage about the Taliban leader.
Come on, man.
Wesley Hunt.
Wesley
Yes,
Hunt.
Wesley Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt would be a good sec def too. I wouldn't mind him being in there.
Hunt's great.
It's gonna be. I don't know. It's
You got to
gonna
have
be
Vivek
interesting.
in it. Ben Carson's got to be in the cabinet somewhere.
What about
he's too
What
smart.
about DeSantis? I mean, he's almost
Ben
tapped
Carson for
out.
Surgeon
He's almost
General.
tapped out in Florida.
100%.
You said you're right, Royce. You said he's almost tapped out, right?
Yeah, in a couple of years
Yeah.
he'll be turned out. But
Yeah.
and then I think that's when Byron steps in.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know
I
if
hope so.
DeSantis' political career is going to continue.
I like
It's
Byron
not.
Donalds a
His
lot.
wife's maybe,
I
I
think
don't know,
I think this is a fizzle. I don't see Byron Donalds with the longevity everybody else does. I like Byron.
Really?
Like Byron a lot. He's super young. I don't see like the presidential eventually thing in Byron Donalds. I
No,
just don't.
the governor-
And that's
I'm
not a
talking about
dig
governor.
at Byron Donalds. That's not a dig at him at all. There are some people that have presidential national appeal about them. And there's other people that I think are really strong congressmen, eventually become a senator and or maybe the governor of their state one day. You know what I mean? Like I think Byron Donalds can become Governor Donalds. I think that's possible.
We have people in the YouTube chat talking about Tulsi.
Oh, Tulsi Gabbard.
I like Tulsi. Tulsi's always been friendly to me. I still think though, not 3.5 years ago, she was running for president, fighting Kamala Harris for as a Democrat.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think, as far as I know, she still has not declared officially to the Republican Party. You know what I mean? Like all these kind of things. She's kind of Switzerland right now. She's kind of talking
like
crap
Notre
about
Dame.
everybody.
We're
you
not
know,
doing-
like
we're
kind
not
of
playing
thing.
for nobody.
And so I don't think Tulsi.